Hello folks, Phil Gallagher of ThrabenU here for another Legacy video, and buckle up, we've got something spicy today, courtesy of Greg the Walnut from my Discord. So Greg has been working on this deck list for a little while, and I really like this iteration. This deck is built around the reality chip. You can look at the top card of your library at any time, and as long as this card is attached to a creature, you can play lands and cast spells from the top of your library. Now, if you take a quick look at this deck list, you will see that there are 9 lands in this deck list. Okay? So essentially what this deck is trying to do is abuse the fact that there's 23 zero-cost artifacts in this deck. So we are trying to, on turn 1, or maybe 2, either cast an Echo of Eons to draw 7, or get a reality chip in play attached to a creature, such as just like a Memnite or an Ornithopter. The creature itself doesn't really matter too much. And long term, the plan is to have a Burgy in play while casting these 0-drops, which means that they net mana. And then we're going to use that mana to play stuff off the top of our library. We are then going to Burning Wish or a Grape Shot, or potentially an Empty the Warrens, or a Tendrils to kill our opponent. Or in some cases, we can just go ahead and grab Echo of Eons and just kind of keep the cycle going and use that as a way to refresh the top of the library. I don't normally like goldfish games with decks, but just to kind of make sure I understood just mechanically how the reality chip works on Magic Online, I goldfished a couple of games. And I'm going to tell you that if our opponents don't interact with us, we're going to kill by turn 3. Very consistently. Very, very consistently. So I think I goldfished 3 games. I made 12 goblins on turn 1 the first time. I went off on turn 1 the second time, and I went off on turn 2 the third time. Or sorry, turn 3 the third time. So like, we're gonna go fast. And like that third time when I goldfished a hand, I like got the reality chip equipped, and then I just hit a couple of lands on top in a row, and it was a little awkward. Now we are potentially a little bit vulnerable to like some forms of interaction, because we're often going to be kind of like all in on resolving like a reality chip, a Burning Wish, or a Galvanic Relay, or an Echo. But hopefully we kind of have the ability to rebuild. I don't think one spell, one like critical spell getting countered just ends the game. A couple getting countered might. And that's why the defense grids are kind of in the main deck, right? So like we have something that we can play out in order to go and protect ourselves from counter spells to the best of our ability. Since a good portion of our sideboard is going to be dedicated to targets for our Burning Wishes, we don't actually have that many real cards that we're going to sideboard. The Urza Saga is interesting to me. Urza Saga is kind of a tutor for Lion's Eye Diamond, while it can also just make some constructs that maybe will win the game as well. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to bring those in, but we'll figure it out over the course of this league. Otherwise, we don't have too many cards. Because this deck is really built around an engine, if we sideboard too many cards, we potentially end up threatening the like stability of the engine. So we're probably not going to board more than 2 or 3 cards in most rounds, if I were to guess. Anyway, buckle up, folks, because we're going fast, we're going hard, and here's to hoping we don't get paired against 5 blue decks in a row or anything like that. You know, something, 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 commentator's curse. All right, anyway, if you're new here and you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing. And if you're a regular, throw me a like before this video begins. That's the easiest way to support my content for free. If you have one of your own cool brews that you want to get on the channel, that information, as well as the things like my Patreon, are available in the video description. Let's battle. Hey folks, Phil from the future here. I've made the executive decision to not include round 1 in this league. My opponent was sleep training their baby and kept leaving the match, and it took 48 minutes to play about 10 turns of Magic, and it was not good, and it's not going to be good entertainment. I lost to depths with about 2 minutes left on the clock. That's the gist of what happened. Okay. So I go Chrome Mox, Imprint Nothing, Mox Opal, Lotus Petal, LED, Float Mana, Mox Opal, Gamble, plus land drop, and attempt a turn 1 Echo with a bunch of extra mana in play. I will absolutely keep that. We're hoping not to see Island. We were also hoping not to see that, though. Our hand now does jack shit. Yeah, okay. Guess I just... no, I'll play the Ancient Tomb this turn. I'm not going to just imprint this yet, because I might want to use this as a land drop. And if my opponent takes one of my lands with a discard spell, I don't super care about that right now. Sure. Might put an LED into play so it doesn't get discarded. But, like, I have Storm Count that I care about. So, like, that's a thing, too. I will put an LED into play. And I think I'll just play that tapped. But I'm gonna hold the rest. The LED is just important enough because it enables specific lines that I don't think I can drop that. Sure. Yeah. Okay. And we're going. Alright, Mox Opal. From Mox. Obviously not going to imprint here. I'm gonna go ahead and tap Ancient Tomb now. And crack this for blue. Cast an Echo. Paying with the colorless. Alright. We've got a Burning Wish. I'm going to assume that we win from here. I'm not going to math it out too hard. Rite of Flame. Lotus Petal. This is Storm Count 6. Storm Count 7. This is Storm Count 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 total mana. Burning Wish for Tendrils is 6 of that, so I can go ahead and play the Reality Chip. Okay. Put a red here. Here's Storm Count 8. Keep this Mox Opal. I will just go ahead and play this land out. Cast Burning Wish. Yes. Tendrils. Tendrils. Target you. There we go. That's a turn 3. Alright, my opponent is playing some sort of mono black control deck of some nature. I'm gonna probably board out defense grids. There's not too many things. Well, yeah, that's not entirely true. Like, removal spells in response to this equipping is a little rough. I will probably board out 2 of these for the 2 Echoing Truths. I kind of expect Echoing Truths to come in most rounds. I might keep a couple of defense grids. They do stuff. I also could potentially just board in another Galvanic Relay. Galvanic Relay storing cards over multiple turns is pretty cool. I'm going to start out boarding just like this, though. I'm going to keep this hand. I am probably going to try to keep hands that have a reasonable mix of mana sources and business spells. Because, like, my opponent has shown me Thoughtseize already. Ooh. Voidwalker, Retrofitter Foundry. Okay, so my graveyard-based shenanigans is not on. Basically. Memnite, Ornithopter, from Mox Imprint Reality Chip. Fiery Islet, Rite of Flame, Galvanic Relay. Okay. Yeah. 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 Red. Rite of Flame. From Mox. Oh, fuck. I can't imprint that. I just punted this game because I can't imprint this card. Okay. Nope. End turn. I'm gonna die of embarrassment. Yeah, so that should have been just, like, put Reality Chip in play and then work towards going off on turn 2 instead. Sure. I'll take 3. I'm at 16. Oh god. Super punished for my mistake. So does my opponent have removal right now? If they don't have removal, I can try to Reality Chip. Or no, there's nothing under you right now. I guess I'm just putting a Reality Chip into play. That feels bad. Cost me 3 life. I'm going to do it. And next turn, I'll attempt to do something broken. I don't think I'm going to be particularly good at doing broken things, though, to be fair. Like, I wasted so many resources on a non-storm turn. Like, that's on me. You have the rack. Okay, so, like, that's the sort of stuff that's going on here. Good to know. That's painful. Okay. take 1 from that. I think I'll probably just try to go off next turn. I'm going to equip this to the creature with a bigger butt. And get... No, it is blue to equip, right? It's not just 3, it's 2 blue and 1, yeah. Let's reconfigure that to Ornithopter. I do unfortunately need to tap that for life. And I'm pretty close to dead, realistically, because, like, some of these mana sources are going to be shut off next turn, depending on what exactly my opponent does. Like, they can attack in with multiple creatures and, like, sneak some more damage in. I'm not taking any from the rack as of right now, but, like, a Hymn to Torok type effect can change that. Okay, that's Legend Rule in Urborg. Is this a ley line? Kicked Torok, sure. Alright, that pretty much means we're dead. Minus a miracle. I think opponent probably should have attacked in with both of those tokens, just by the way. Because, like, if they do, it forces a trade on my Mem Knight. Alright, let's see if I get a miracle. If I do that, I can play this tapped just purely to get it into play. And then just see how insane the top of my library is. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 6. 1, 2, 3, 6 mana. I can do something like a Burning Wish for a Tendrils as of right now. Or I can attempt an Echo. I think I'm going to attempt the Echo. So let's go Chrome Mox, Imprint Burning Wish. 1, 2. Let's tap this for black. Tap this for black. Go 3, 6. Echo. Okay. Bergie is on top. I can get Bergie into play with LED. And then I have a way to actually generate mana. So, from count 6, 7, 8, 9. Do I have Gamble for Burning Wish kill? I have 4, 5 mana. So I'm short on that. That's probably what I play towards. Yeah, let's play towards that. Okay, so I think no matter what, I am going to need this LED. And from there, it's a little trickier. Let's crack this for red, cast Gamble, grab Burning Wish. Ooh, that triggers there. I'm going to get bit in the butt for not cracking LED ahead of time. Still short on mana, but I could have Grape Shotted. I currently can't do. I go Mox Opal. Needed to hit something live here. Alright. This doesn't currently quite work, since I didn't hit here. That means I'm cracking this for triple blue. Alright, we're not dead. Korok is fucking huge. Alright. Past this, I will keep this reality chip. Past this, there's a Burning Wish. So 2 mana. Cast Burning Wish. Yes. Grape Shot? Try to get to 2 mana, Grape Shot a bunch of my opponent's creatures and try to stay alive. That's probably more realistic. Cast Bergie. These don't tap for mana. That's the point where I have to stop. This has Shadow, so I can't block it. I'll concede there. Yeah, I wonder if I needed to crack the LED to leave myself with more lines. I needed stuff either way, but maybe cracking the LED ahead of time leaves me with more outs. Okay, I've seen a few more of my opponent's cards, so now I know about, like, Dalthy Voidwalkers and such. I think I'm going to go ahead and board out 2 defense grids for 2 dismembers for those cards specifically, because they can come down on turn 1. Chrome Box, Imprint, Rite of Flame, cast Rite of Flame, not be at 3 mana for Relay. This hand doesn't quite work. It's real close. I'm going to go ahead and mulligan. Oh, no. This one doesn't work either, right? So, I don't have Metalcraft to turn on Mox Opal. Accordingly, I think I have to just mulligan this one. Like, an LED Echo hand is better than this hand by a lot. Speaking of, I'll be keeping this hand. What I throw back doesn't matter too much here. I'm going to throw back Dismember, Rite of Flame, and we're just hoping opponent doesn't open up on Leyline. So the real question here is, do I play Ancient Doom or not? I think I will, because then I can kind of float mana and try to go into the second portion of my turn with some blue mana, so I can cast a Reality Chip. Hey, it's a Reality Chip. Cool. There's an Ornithopter. There's a Lotus Petal. 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. Can't play that. I can get Reality Chip equipped as of right now. Get it in play. But I think it's just better to cast a Galvanic Relay and end my turn. Like, Galvanic Relay is just so many cards for next turn. Yeah, that's a lot of gas. And my opponent currently has a completely random hand. So we'll see what they can do with it. Like, Dark Ritual into Thing That Matters is what I care about. I don't care about them attacking my hand. So, like, Dark Ritual him Thoughtseize or something like that, I don't care about. Yeah. That's fine. I've got a Reality Chip in Exile, so we'll junk this. All right, and Echo. Echo is very good. I'm going to start clicking on cards. Yeah. 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 Red mana. Rite of Flame. I will just go ahead and play this land now. I don't think I want an Ancient... Well, maybe I do want an Ancient Tomb. What do I want? I probably just want another LED. I think I'm going to gamble for an LED. 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 Float some mana. Go blue and red. Cast Echo. Getting a lot of colored mana floating. Yeah, okay. Now we're cooking with gas. Do I want Bergie? No, I don't think I do. I think I want the Horn. I think I'm going to play my Ancient Tomb now, actually. 2 mana. Let's cast the back end of this. Cast the Horn. Let's discard a card. Let's just discard this land, and we get 2 more things that we can play. There's a Rite of Flame. Let's discard a Relay. Got one of those in exile. Lotus Petal. LED. Discard a Bergie. Gamble is cool. There's an LED. I'm gonna cast a Gamble. Let's see if I get lucky and just, like, keep a Burning Wish in hand. I do. That just means my opponent's very dead. And I don't need to think about this anymore. All right. So let's hold priority. Cast a Burning Wish. Black mana. I'll get some red mana. Yes. Tendrils. Tendrils target you. That's a turn 2. Brew a Liliana. And oh, that's the match. That's right. All right, round 3 opening hand is a Force of Will check hand. It seems like my opponent is F6'd. This is quite bad for them. I think that's pretty obvious. That. Go ahead and do this. Cast an Echo. And see if it resolves. It resolves. Burning Wish. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, cool. Yeah. Imprint my land. Already tapped this. Yeah. Keep this. Produce some more red mana. Yeah. Keep this. Burning Wish. Okay. Fine. Cool. Alright, there's a Tundra. Sure. So we've lost this one at this point, I think. Like, it really depends on, like, what's in my opponent's hand, because their hand was just completely randomized, right? Like, they essentially got unmulliganed. But I think that's interesting. I'm just gonna immediately cast that. Let's go. Okay, there's an Echo. 1, 2, 3. Cast Echo. Hey! And just like that, we're live. This is probably a turn where I just, like, make a defense grid. So I will just go ahead and play a land. Romox not imprinting extra copies of the reality chip sucks. I'm gonna give up a Lotus Petal to cast this defense grid. Cost me a life as well. Alright, it's in play. I'll crash in for 1, and then kind of depending on what my opponent does, I might just go for, like, 5 mana reality chip equip. I can also just, like, keep gambling. Reality chip equip is pretty cool, though. Ooh, alright. Yeah, like, that makes me want to to gamble more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Yeah, awkward. Okay. It's okay. I think I'm gonna do this like this. I'm gonna go ahead and cast this, give myself some insulation. Going to cast a gamble, pick up an echo. Alright, I will hard cast that next turn. That's fine. I was planning on gambling for an LED afterwards and, like, continuing this turn, but I discarded the one card that I did not want to discard. So that's not happening. Yeah, absolutely play your Uro. That's going away. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Reality chip, not great on current board. Yeah, I guess I just build Storm with this. Gonna cost me a life there. Echo. Okay, so I've got gambles. Oh god, this is in my graveyard currently. Hell yeah. Okay. Alright, there's a Memnite. Play a Chrome Mox. I will imprint a gamble this first time. I'll play Rite of Flame. I'll play an LED. I'm just gonna gamble for an LED here. It's just Black Lotus if it stays in my hand. Yeah. Alright, so let's go blue with 1. I'll crack the other now. Go ahead and redo a draw 7. Okay. So we'll have to try to win next turn. That's fine. Cast Rite of Flame. Play this as a tapped land. No. Galvanic Relay. And with a storm count that high, it should be pretty trivial to win next turn. Alright. Good stuff. Guess I can take a quick look. Yeah, there's plenty of stuff there. Like, counter spells cost 4, so... Or 6. If you like to Source of Plowshares my Memnite? Would. An honor. Nay, a privilege. Okay, another Galvanic Relay. Sure. I am going to start clicking on some cards. I hope you don't mind. Uh, uh, Oh, I've got a Burgie. I should cast a Burgie. Let's go ahead and do this. I can play loose here. I like very, very, very much have the win. Like there's times where you have to play tight because like you don't have enough resources, and then there's like what I'm looking at here. Rite of Flame. Yeah, so notice like Burgie is adding mana each time I cast something here. Let's just gamble. I have echoes left. I don't actually have that many cards in my deck. Grab a Burning Wish. Okay, that stayed in hand. I also have one in exile. I'm going to go ahead and cast the one. Sorry, I need to hold priority here. Go ahead and cast the one from hand. Holding priority. Go ahead and blue, red, black, more red. I will use this ability. I'll pick up a Tendrils, cast a reality chip, I storm a little more, cast another defense grid, and now that we have a little extra insulation, I'll go ahead and Tendrils my opponent, or more than enough. I click same targets a bunch of times, they die. Okay, cool. What do I need to be worried about from this deck? Endurance is a thing that can be a little annoying in some spots. Potentially sideboard hate bears. It's mostly Force of Will, Force of Negation. But, like, I have the defense grids in the main deck. A little harder to get the reality chip working against this deck, because, like, they do have Source of Plowshares and such. I am going to play at least one Echoing Truth in case my opponent has, like, some hate bear that I, like, randomly can't beat. I'm going to board out a reality chip for an Echoing Truth and then submit as is. I also think it's reasonable to, like, get another Galvanic Relay into the main deck. How badly do I want Defense Grid? Do I want Defense Grid badly enough that I keep a hand that is incredibly awkward? I don't think so. Okay. This hand maybe goes off on turn 1 if my opponent doesn't have a force. I have to gamble for an LED. Then I go LED Echo. Not crazy. I don't love this hand. I'll keep it. Maybe pitch Burgie. I'm not really ready for Burgie or Burning Wish yet. Baracus, sure. Alright. Mox. Imprint the Burgie. I'm all in. Yeah. 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 No imprint. Oh wait, if I discard the LED, this is very bad, isn't it? Never didn't have it. LED. Crack for triple blue. Echo. Okay, sure. Yeah, so I should have cast the Gamble while the Lotus Petals were still in my hand. Okay, sure. I'm gonna Prismatic ending away one of my mana sources. That's fine. LED's fine. At this point, I'll kind of sandbag some stuff until I can do something cool. But like we kept a Force of Will check hand, and my opponent passed the check. Now, sure, that's annoying, but not the end of the world. And you got a follow up. Sure. Seems to me like if you have the Brainstorm, you cast that prior to doing Soul Guide Lantern, but who knows? All okay. Cast LED. Oh wow. Bell Pierce. I'll absolutely pay. Awkward for me to do so, but I absolutely will. All right, LED, crack, echo. You got a daze. You got a daze. Note, there's no time where my opponent can soul guide away my echo due to how priority works. Okay. So I don't actually have that much mana here. I have 1, 2, 3, potentially 4. I like Grape Shot my opponent. If I get to 5, I can play Relay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not there. That just mean tapped Shatter Skull pass? Probably does. I can also just 2-turn this. That may be correct. So let's pay this in shock. I'll play Chromox. Go ahead and imprint a Rite of Flame. Actually, I'll imprint Echo. Not good without LED. And then I'll go ahead and cast the Burning Wish and pick up the Relay. Or not. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of why we want defense grids, right? Like, we want to be able to shut off my opponent's ability to go and redraw into things. Wasteland's rough. Sure. Don't currently have red mana, which obviously is relevant. I'm not going to play out the Memnite. Like, pressuring my opponent's life total matters against the Sylvan Library, but since I'm probably on a Galvanic Relay line, I'd rather build my Storm count by 1 than do 3 or 4 points of damage with a Memnite. Alright, opponent's drinking deep. Prismatic Ending is obviously rough here. Alright. I will just make my land drop. Like, my opponent can have a Life from the Loam. Like, that is something that can become relevant, but these lists have like 1 or 2 wastelands. It's a utility wasteland, not a primary plan. 1 to 6, okay. If they draw another card with that Sylvan Library, or they fetch a couple times, like, then we start talking about Memnite, but, like, Uro just instantly changes the tide on that and makes it so that, like, my Memnite can't realistically do things. Quite happy with that draw. Makes it much more awkward for my opponent to try to tap out for something like an Uro. Alright, Spell Pierce happens. I am going to continue to sandbag the Memnite. Again, I'm not expecting the Memnite to win on, like, versus the control deck with 6 cards in hand, right? Yeah, and it, like, would have walked into that Endurance, for example. Opponent's at the point where they can't really draw cards with Sylvan Library, unless they start gaining life with an Uro or something. Very Narset. Okay. Narset's bad for me. That means I can't Echo anymore. Alright, so Expressive Iteration. Sure. I'm at 12, and one of my major outs is gone. Mystic Sanctuary. Putting Force of Will back on top of Library. Sure. Then they can cast Expressive Iteration to put that in their hand. Makes sense. Alright, and they get to hit their land drop as well. Yep, I need mana. I think, like, Narset plus Force of Will plus an actual clock in play is enough that I can't really win. There's an Uro as well. That eliminates some of the, like, easy cheesy outs. Put a 9 here. Starts to become more attracted to play out the Memnite to try to poke this Narset. Again, though, like, then my opponent just leaves the Endurance back, but I guess that leaves me time because they're not attacking with it. But then they just play the Uro. That's a relay. I guess, play the Memnite. Just call it a turn there. Bye, Memnite. Yeah. You know what? At this point, I'm just gonna concede, right? Like, I know they have at least a Force of Will as interaction. Yeah. So, like, if I know they have Narset, I definitely want an Echoing Truth or two. I'm gonna go down if I go like another card in. Legit unsure. Maybe a mana source, like maybe one Chrome Mox or something, because they're just like worse against Prismatic Ending. I mean, it's a Force of Will check hand in a way that I don't love. I'm gonna keep it. Actually, I might start with a Galvanic Relay based play. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Chrome Mox, Imprint Rite of Flame, Ancient Tomb, LED, Chrome Mox, no Imprint, Galvanic Relay, or a handful of cards, double Defense Grid, Burning Wish. If I pass the turn here, Prismatic Ending on my LED absolutely kicks my ass. I'm going to pass the turn though. That defense grid, or those defense grids rather, are very good. Okay, cool. Looks like the worst case scenario did not happen. Alright. 2 mana. Ancient Tomb. Cast Defense Grid. There's a Force of Will. 2 mana. I guess I should play the Mox Opal first. Play Mox Opal. 2 mana. Defense Grid. Force of Negation. Ooh. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total mana. Which is just short of a lot of cool things. So I think that means 3 mana. Cast an Echo. Look, if you have a third pitch, fuck me. Oh my god. Okay. I'll cast a Burning Wish, I guess. Yes. Getting Gamble can just get me another Echo for next turn. Getting Galvanic Relay is also reasonable. I think I'm going to go with Gamble, though. The probability of my opponent having 3 pitch counters and 3 blue cards to pitch to it is pretty low. Alright. There's a blue mana. Cast a new Opal. Keep this Opal. Red mana. Cast a Gamble. Hit an Echo of Eons. A 2 with an Ancient Tomb. Cast an Echo. Alright, cool. There's a Galvanic Relay. Which is not susceptible to most hate. Which is good. Do I want to pay 2 life to just draw a card and cycle this land here? I don't think I do. Oh, I don't have to. And just do it with Mox Opal. I'm good with doing that, because that probably gives me another card next turn. Bergie. Next turn? This turn? Probably next turn. I don't want to make myself susceptible to things that I don't have to be susceptible to. Oh, Legend Rule that. Play this. Storm count of 9. Worth the 2 life to do that again. And red for Galvanic Relay. And we'll call it a turn there. Okay, there's my giant pile of things that I can cast next turn. It's a pretty respectable pile. Got a defense grid in it. That's kind of the big thing that I care about right now. Alright, you got your second land drop. Brainstorm away. I have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-ish mana showing, plus another 6 in exile. That's 17 mana, plus whatever I end up making with the Burgie. I'm not going to math this out. I am just going to start by casting a defense grid, because then I can just shut my brain off and click on cards. Spell Pierce. I don't want to math it, folks. I'm going to pay for it. Let's just pay for it. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Burgie. Burgie just immediately pays for herself. Cast a couple of these. This thing. So let's go up to 4 mana. Cast it's 5 mana for Harnfell, isn't it? I guess I can do that with this. 5 Harnfell. I'll discard the Burgie from my hand, get 2 more things in exile. Play a Memnite for some mana. At this point, I can gamble for Echo. Gamble for Echo. Go 3 mana. And I'm just going to crack a bunch of these now. For the sake of pure laziness. Get 7 cards. Now with Hornfell, I should have absolutely nothing to worry about. Yeah, and I found a Burning Wish. We're good. Absolutely good. All right. Let's just put our opponent out of their misery, shall we? Grab a Burning Wish. Yes. Tendrils. And Tendrils you. Or very, very much lethal. We could have showboated a little bit and really cranked it up to 11, but no need. We'll just do the thing, reduce my opponent's life total to 0. All right. That was the game where we got triple forced, right? Like force of will, force of negation, or something like that. And we still got there on that. That feels really good. So we're 2-1 right now. All right, round 4. My hand doesn't really work. I can make a defense grid on turn 1, but I can't do anything else. I think I'd rather just try to find something broken. This hand doesn't really work either, right? 1 red mana source away from doing something broken. I'm going to go to 5. What does this one do? I make goblins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or sorry, this is +1. So it's 1 up to 2 up to 4, 5. This is a hand that can probably make some goblins pretty quickly. Let's keep this. And it's just gonna feel like an old school TES hand. Don't you dare Thoughtseize me, is about what I was going to say. Guess I should have kept the second copy of Burning Wish instead of playing towards 6 mana. No, I think that's wrong to do. How does he do it? Yeah, I probably can't play this Lotus Petal. I really want to play the Lotus Petal because I want to have an initial mana source in play in case like I get attacked by more discard. Oh, so we're playing against Grixis. Reality Chip not being able to be imprinted under Chrome Box is biting me in the ass so hard. All right, that's just turn. All right, sure. Yeah, this is another reason to not play out mana sources. Another Chrome Box is not really what I'm looking for here. So the backside of this is a 3/3 Trampler, and it like grows bigger each turn. All right. This card is going to be brutal in this matchup. Just like does not make it safe for me to like imprint and do something small. It also like nukes graveyards if I have stuff. Fuck you, Reality Chip. Absolutely fuck you. I'm just going to discard 1. I don't think I'm willing to burn a resource on this yet. Oh, this doesn't enter with haste or anything. Well, worse than I thought it was. Just kind of conceptually. Oh, fuck me. My opponent's deck is going to be incredible versus my deck. Got another one. So anytime I play out artifact mana, it's just not safe. All right, can goblins win? Storm is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That'll be my 8th spell. 16 goblins. Yeah, that should be fine in theory if everything works. I don't think everything is going to work, but good. All right. I'm going to go for it this turn. I don't think I get to wait. Rite of Flame. Rite of Flame. From Mox. No imprint. Beat that process. LED. Oh, fuck. For each non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less. Oh, wait, hold on. Opponent is at 16. Opponent has done self-damage. Okay, I'm fine. So, do you have the counter spell? Becomes the question. Yes. Tendrils. Tendrils target you. Oh. Oh. Exactly 16. A Force of Will keeps my opponent alive. But if they had Force of Will, like, they should have just stopped this already. Hot damn. Hot damn, folks. Fuck this card, though. We're going to be talking about this card as, like, the primary card of the podcast episode this week. So if you're not already listening to the Eternal Glory podcast, consider checking it out if you want to talk more about that card. Or you're not talking, you're doing the listening. You get what I'm saying, right? I probably need some number of Echoing Truths for Narset. I don't think I'm going to try to deal with the creature side of the Hidetsugu thing. Becomes a little harder to assemble Reality Chip when my opponent can just, like, nuke all my 0-drops at will. Probably go down on one of those and maybe down one Gamble. So I don't know, Gamble kind of helps me go off in one turn. Maybe I go down a Chrome Mox or two. Maybe I go down like 2 Chrome Mox and put the other Galvanic Relay into the main deck, because it just, like, helps me recover from a wipe a little bit better. This is just a Galvanic Relay hand. Just Ancient Tomb Petal, Memnite, Relay. Go from there. Or maybe I can Burgie as well. I think I get to Burgie if I draw. Okay, or whatever. My opponent's going to Thought Seize me. I shouldn't plot out my lines until after my opponent Thought Seizes me. I think the take is Lotus Petal here. Oh, they're taking a Relay. Okay. Oh, fuck me. Okay. So much for boarding in that last Relay, huh? Who is the beatdown? Still is the beatdown. We're going to put 5 power in play and hope it works. So here's the first 3. Fuck. We're putting 2 power. All right, we're putting 2 power in play and hoping it works. I'm not, like, super happy to do that, but, like, my opponent's really low on resources. And at 14 already. Like, they have Thought Seized, Surgical, Force of Willed. 2 damage is a real clock. Okay, 2 damage is a very real clock. Now let's play that tapped. Actually, I'm just, like, very happy to draw a land that turn, honestly. Because, like, that turns my Burgies and such into live draws. Please don't. Please don't do the thingy that I don't want you to have. Yes, you're... Yep. Yep, so... That card was a 2... That card was a board wipe into a relevant graveyard exile into being a scaling threat. It's very obnoxious. All right. So, going to get bigger. It's still going to take like 4 turns to kill me. But when I have 0 pressure in play, it doesn't matter if it's going to take 4 turns to kill me, right? Like, it's a scaling threat. Okay. My next draw needs to be fire. Otherwise I'm just dead. Even with an Ornithopter blocking. Okay, draw was not fire. I am dead. That's unfortunate. Because, like, we had opponent Hellbent, right? So, like, they had land drop plus this card. Alright. Do I want another Reality Chip on the play so that I have more turn 1 lines? I don't think so. I'm happy with the Relay. Although, like, maybe if my opponent is going to try to extract that card aggressively, like, maybe it is correct to have one that I can Burning Wish for. I don't know. I don't have the reps with Storm to have the answer to that question. What does this hand do? Hand goes very all in on turn 1 in one way or another. Hand's a keep. I have no idea how to play it. I make goblins. I make a lot of goblins. 1, 2, 3, 4 Burning Wish goblins. There's not really a hand that lets me relay on turn 1, which is what I would really like to do. Alright. Promox. Imprint Gamble. LED. LED. Ox Opal. Hold priority. 2 mana. Burning Wish. Now I crack LEDs. I just make goblins. Alright. Are we getting countered? We are. Yeah, if I had 1 more mana, I could do a relay line. That's unfortunate. So now these 2 mana sources are likely to get wiped out by the Hidetsugu thing, and then I think I lose the game. We'll see what they do in the meantime. It might just be an anemic play like a Baleful Strix. Yeah. LED. Only got 2 left. Is kind of the problem right now. Please don't have it. Okay, cool. I don't think they have it. Burning Wish is cool, but I can't do anything right now. I'm kind of hoping that my opponent runs into the, like, anemic Grixis clock problem. Oh, fuck. Okay. GG. I am very much not going to beat 4 turns of pressure while, like, my Echo isn't, like, live anymore. Okay. That's, the so-called perfect brainstorm. Every 0 drop that I play out is just painful. But I think I need to do this. This turns on Metalcraft so that I can actually cast the Burning Wish that's in my hand. Oh, okay. It's getting countered. I didn't expect that. Oh, it's because it's a blue Elemental Blast, and that's, like, not a premium counterspell. Yeah, that's totally fair. Alright, I'm gonna eat 4 more. Eat 4 more. I'm at 11. I'm in awful shape. Narset now adds a second layer of protection against Echo. When it has Surgical for Galvanic Relay or Burning Wish. Very bad. Most of my win conditions are in my sideboard, right? Quick check. Yeah, I can't really win with Burning Wish gone. I would have to reduce my opponent's life total to 0 just by attacking with, like, Burgie. Okay. Understood. Keep the new Mox Opal. Cast a Burgie. Nope. Okay. At this point, I'm comfortable throwing in the towel. Like, I've been bested here, and we're 2-2. All right, round 5. I have 2 mana, which doesn't really get me anywhere. I'm gonna go ahead and mulligan and try to find something more degenerate. This has 2 mana and doesn't really go anywhere. This also has 2 mana and doesn't really go anywhere, but at this point, I probably just need to keep a critical density of cards, or just decide to mulligan to Echo. So, like, Defense Grid goes back, probably Burning Wish goes back. So with a mana source, I can try to, like, Galvanic Relay my way back into this. That's not great. I think it's where I'm at. It's possible that just mulliganing to an Echo is better at this point. Okay. This is pretty reasonable. Promox. Print a Burgie. Play a Lotus Petal. Play a Mox Opal. Mox Opal's on. Memnite. Galvanic Relay. So I have a Memnite and 2 mana sources on board, and I get to, like, essentially draw 5 cards and attempt to do something cool next turn. Burgie, Burning Wish, Rite of Flame, Reality. Okay, like, there's stuff there. Alright, opponent didn't, like, Lightning Bolt me at end step or anything. See what they can do. I hope it's not another round of Grixis. I do not think I am favored against that deck. Oh, it's Infect. Echo is not a draw I'm looking for right now. Alright, what of these things is most important to me? They don't, like, I don't get to take everything with me. I have 2 mana, 3 mana, Burgy, kind of 4 mana, and then I kind of fizzle out. Like, I can get either Burgy or Reality Chip. Daze is a thing. I think since Daze is a thing, I maybe get a Burgy. I'll cast Rite of Flame. Guess I should explain that statement. Burgy allows me to easily play around Daze and other soft counters every turn except for this one, but walks into a Daze this turn. Maybe that's rationale to play Reality Chip. Let's play Reality Chip. That plays around Daze this turn and maybe lets me do something broken later. My opponent getting Island is super fucking weird. Past this, kind of the point where I have to stop. And I will crash in with Memnite because I am not expecting blockers here. Alright. So if I end up kind of ripping a land in this card below defense grid, I can kind of go to town, but I don't really know what's going on my opponent's end. Like they're picking up, like they fetched double Blazing Shoal. In fact, good god. Okay, good job. Okay, so play 2 Dismembers. I could play Echoing Truth. I need to keep all the defense grids, I think. I think I'm gonna board out a Reality Chip and a Burgy and call it good. My opponent can have so many different pitch cards. We must do something broken here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't really get to go off with protection if I want to try on turn 1. I think I go for a turn 2 Echo with this hand. It's super awkward because like Force of Vigor is a thing that exists. Battle, LED, Opal. Have these in this order. 2 mana for defense grid. Alright, there is a Force of Will. The next turn, I will attempt an Echo-based hand and hope it works. I can die the following turn. Burning Wish, sure. Alright, so I play my LED. This turns on Mox Opal. I go ahead and cast a Gamble, holding priority, cracking for blue. I'm not going to crack the other one yet, because if another counterspell happens, I don't want to have lost most of these things. Oh, shit. Alright. Cast Echo. Okay. This is going to be pretty respectable. Play. I think I take the Galvanic Relay line rather than the Gamble line. The Gamble line is cooler and maybe wins right now, but the Galvanic Relay line is just so much safer. All right, so there's Relay with a very respectable storm count. Then I have like LED plus Gamble in play as well. I'm gonna make sure I'm not going crazy. That I have made my land drop this turn. I think this was Ancient Tomb. I don't think I played a land on turn 1. Yeah, I am correct. All right, what are we looking at here? Not great, honestly. But I might be able to just hardcast an Echo in some cases. We'll see. Sure. And that's a shuffle. All right, Memnite. So I'm going to start with 2 mana. I play Ancient Tomb. I think I can play Ancient Tomb. Oh no, everything got small. Oh, did I have an Ancient Tomb in Exile I could have played? Oops. It's not going to matter. All right, there's Defense Grid. Force of Will, sure. Red mana. Rite of Flame. Memnite. I'll cast these things now. Maybe I shouldn't because of Burgy, actually. Maybe I should because of Soft Permission. No, Soft Permission isn't relevant anymore because like Daze doesn't matter. Yeah, okay. If Daze doesn't matter, let's gamble for Echo now. Grab Echo. Tap Ancient Tomb. Guard hand for blue. Cast Echo. Okay. Cast Lotus Petal. My turn stops there. Another Echo in graveyard or anything. Yeah, so my opponent had double force in their opener. Let's see if I die, because my opponent has it all. No. Not immediately. I will absolutely just fire these Memnites in. Opponent's at 13. I am probably closer to dead than my opponent, right? Because if my opponent is playing this nonsense, like, they probably have multiple different ways to cheese a win. It's probably like there's probably more than just Blazing Shoal in there. All right, that's no shuffle. They found something they liked. Oh, it's just another ponder. That's probably good for me. Like, it's still a ponder, which is a very good card, but that one's a shuffle. That I like to see. Yes. Red mana, Rite of Flame, Gamble. My last main deck Echo. 3 mana. We'll just tap one of these for life. Cast Echo. Okay. I'm going to just reduce my life total here. Go ahead and cast a Burgie, because it is going to net me a lot of mana. Yield to that. Burgie. Rite of Flame. I don't need to cast a second Rite of Flame yet. I'm going to cast Harnfell, draining my blue mana to do so. Discard this. Ooh, Burning Wish is good. I think that is just going to kill. I'm going to go ahead and discard this land as well. Cool. All right. I will Rite of Flame. We'll Rite of Flame. I'm just going to Chrome Mox. Increase my storm count. Similarly, I am just going to gamble to increase my storm count here. Gamble is literally free. Pull a card I don't want to draw out of my deck. I will cast a Burning Wish. Yes. Grape Shot. Now let's just Tendrils. Alright, there's the win. That was stressful. Alright, on the draw, do I want to do something like bring in the Grape Shot as just a physical removal spell, or like an Inkmoth Nexus or a Blighted Agent? Unsure. Every card that I take out of the engine is a card that's not helping me kill my opponent. I think I'm just going to submit as is. Like, the ability to Burning Wish for the Grape Shot is also just very good. This hand has a Dismember that I can use to stop my opponent from going off, but doesn't actually do anything for me. I think I'm just going to ship this one. My opponent's mulliganed already as well. Yes, I will be keeping this hand. I think I'm going to pitch this land. Keep my Dismember. Doesn't matter too much because I'm pretty likely to discard my hand on turn 1 anyway, but stranger things have happened, you know? Sure. I don't mind that. Now I get to, like, play around Daze effects. Okay. Do this. Do this. Do this. Attempt Reality Chip. Possible I should play Reality Chip prior to LED, but this plays around the most soft disruption. Okay, a Brainstorm, that's fine. Are we resolving? Damn. All right. I mean, we're both playing Glass Cannon decks, right? Ooh. 100% think you're supposed to snap off that Wasteland on this land. Yeah. Because, like, now you lose the opportunity to do so easily. Do I draw? I don't think I'm going to draw yet. Like, it's basically just Echo that I want to draw immediately. Like, having lands is nice because it means that I can play my Dismember type cards around Dazes, Spell Pierces, and such. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and just chill with this land in play. Sure. Let's stare at each other a bit. Lighted Agent, yep. I'm gonna just wait on that, I think. Put this into play. But, like, I want to cast Dismember on my opponent's turn. And I am more than willing to take 1 Infect 9 times before pulling the trigger on this removal spell. There's the Blazing Shoal. I think I'm just gonna do maximum damage to myself here. Just play around the most things. Alright. Days. I'll pay. Cost me a life. Alright. That seems like a waste of a daze to me. Like, that card's valuable later. Am I at the point where I just want to fire this off for a card? No, I think I'm gonna try to play patiently. Sure. Galvanic Relay. Yeah, I'm just ready to do that. Go red, load a mana, do this. From Mox, no imprint. Red, red. 1? Do I tap this? That's fine. And then I'll just cast my relay. I could, like, leave this up and, like, not stifle. Sure. That's unexpected. So my opponent is in a situation where they can wasteland this card now. They probably should. They are not. Alright. I'll just go ahead and play that. Not paying life. Since I have a new land now, I am going to go ahead and draw my card off this. It, like, informs whether or not I want to play Memnite. Oh, Dismember is sick. Alright, good stuff. So now I can start attacking for 1. And I'm good against an infect creature. Sure. Opponent is not playing these wastelands. Maybe they're working towards a Force of Will. Since I have 2 wastelands, I'm just gonna not play that out. Back for 1. I now know my opponent has stifles. I don't know how many stifles they're playing. Traditional, in fact, like sometimes runs it as a 1 of. Yeah, that's fine. But I don't know how this deck is going to treat it. Should I just play this card out? Like, I'm always attacking with Memnite. I'm always playing second Memnite. Opponent says this is a good game so far. I agree. All right. Take your 1. I'll play a new Memnite. I think since I have so much mana floating in play, I can go ahead and just play out that land. And if my opponent, like, trades for Wasteland, that's showing me that, like, they're less likely to have something like a Force of Will. Hunting Wish. Okay. I don't know what that's going to get. Blazing Shoal is very much a possibility. Searing Wind. Instant deals 10 damage to any target. Oh, okay. So they're purely doing that for Blighted Agent purposes. Okay. Alright, so I will pay a black, pay a colorless, pay 2 life. That's probably the game-winning play for me. Alright. So now I've got a 2 damage a turn clock on an empty board. I have a lot of mana. I have some very good top decks. There's also the question of whether or not I play a draw 7 if I draw one. Just being real. Burning Wish. Burning Wish Echo. I think I just Burning Wish empty here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Yeah, I think I just Burning Wish empty and just try to kill my opponent that way. That doesn't cost me my LED. Yep, okay. Burning Wish. Yes. Empty. And a absolutely baby-sized Empty the Warrens. That hits my opponent for 2. So this is 6 damage, dead. And that, like, shuts off my opponent's ability to play fetch lands pretty quickly. Don't mind that. I'll attack with everything but Ornithopter. Opponent goes to 7. Alright. So, opponent has to draw an infect creature this turn. Then they need to have one part of the combo in hand already, and the top card of their library needs to be the other half. I think that's the only circumstance in which they win. Alright, I've gotten the GG from the opponent. Okay, and there is the 3-2 finish. I'm very happy with this finish. I have positive thoughts on this deck list. I think this is probably on par with a realistic tier 2 or 3 legacy deck. Like, this is going to be kind of one of those, like, oops, all spells sorts of decks where, like, you're not always going to be good and you're not always going to do your thing, but when you do your thing, it is quite strong. The reality chip is very good when it works, but it requires multiple moving pieces to work. It's super cool. It's a lot of card advantage, but if we're being honest, most of my wins came from just, like, vomiting cards with Echo and then Burning Wishing for a kill, right? Or Galvanic Relay, pass the turn, do something the next turn. So the reality chip itself was a fine part of this deck that I was happy to have in the deck. I don't think it is going to be the thing that usually wins you the game. The reality chip requires another creature and 5 total mana investment, whereas like an Echo requires like one other card, an LED specifically, and 3 mana investment. Galvanic Relay requires anything that produces 3 mana total. So the reality chip is the thing that is hardest to make work in this deck, but when it works, like boy is it cool. Uh this is a neat, non-deterministic combo deck, and I really enjoyed playing it. I'm not sure where the Urza Sagas are for. Like, do you want those versus a Delver deck or something so that like you can just have something dumb that you can do that doesn't require you to actually resolve the spell? Like, I can see that. Um, I'm not sure how I would adjust the deck list having played this once. I like that's what I'm comfortable saying. I need more reps to know what I am going to win against and lose against more consistently. But it felt like I had real game in all of my rounds. Um, I will say that surgical extraction, specifically on Burning Wish, is kind of a kick in the nuts. So maybe they're like in post sideboard games, I need to be cognizant of that happening and be boarding in a win condition, like always board in the grape shot if I think my opponent's going to have surgical, that sort of thing. But that's going to come with experience. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, click the like button on your way out. If you have any thoughts on the deck list, I would love to hear them in the comments. Have a great rest of the day. See ya.